75 countries banned from getting immigrant visas to the United States, effective right now. But here is the twist that almost nobody is talking about. You can still attend your visa interview. You just cannot get your visa. If your country is on this list, or if your family member is from one of these countries, this update affects you directly. Stay with me. This is critical. Welcome back to Immigration Radar USA, the channel that breaks down complex U.S. immigration news into simple, clear English. Today, we are covering one of the biggest immigration policy moves of 2026. On January 21, 2026, the U.S. Department of State, that is the government agency that controls visas, officially paused the issuance of immigrant visas for nationals of 75 countries. This announcement came directly from the State Department's official website, travel.state.gov, and was backed by 2 presidential proclamations signed by President Trump. Now, before you panic, I am going to walk you through exactly what this means, who is affected, what still works, what does not work anymore, and most importantly, what you should do right now if this applies to you. Let's get into it. To understand this new rule, you need to know a little bit of history. Back in June 2025, the Trump administration issued its first travel ban, Presidential Proclamation 1949. That ban fully or partially blocked entry for nationals of 19 countries, citing national security threats and terrorism concerns. Countries like Cuba, Iran, and Venezuela were on that original list. Then in December 2025, President Trump expanded the ban through a second proclamation, Presidential Proclamation 10998. Adding more countries and tightening restrictions. That expansion took effect on January 1, 2026, and brought the total number of fully or partially banned countries to 39. And now, as of January 21, 2026, the State Department added yet another layer. This time, the focus is not just national security. This time, it is about money, specifically whether immigrants might become a so-called public charge. Now, let me explain this term, because it is at the center of this entire policy. A public charge is a legal term for a person who is likely to depend on the U.S. government for financial support, things like food stamps, government health care, or other welfare benefits. U.S. immigration law has always had a rule that says, if you are likely to become a public charge, you cannot get a visa. That is nothing new. What is new is how the government is now defining this risk, and how broadly they are applying it. In November 2025, the State Department gave consular officers, that means the people who interview you at the U.S. Embassy, a new expanded list of things to consider when deciding if someone might become a public charge. This new guidance includes your health conditions, including diabetes, high blood pressure, asthma, cancer, obesity, mental health issues, and more. Your age, your English proficiency, your financial situation, and, shockingly, the health conditions of your family members, even if they are not applying for a visa themselves. So now, a consular officer can potentially deny you, not just because of your finances, but because of your health or even your family's health. That is a major expansion of how this rule works. So, with this expanded public charge policy already in place, the State Department then announced, effective January 21, 2026, immigrant visa issuance is indefinitely paused for nationals of 75 countries. The State Department says these countries have been flagged as high risk for public benefits usage. They are conducting a full review of all screening and vetting policies before they will resume issuing visas to people from these countries. The 75-country list includes nations from every region of the world. Here is a partial list of major countries affected: Afghanistan, Algeria, Bangladesh, Belarus, Brazil, Burma, Myanmar, Cambodia, Colombia, Cuba, Egypt, Ethiopia, Ghana, Guatemala, Haiti, Iran, Iraq, Jamaica, Jordan, Kazakhstan, Lebanon, Libya, Moldova, Mongolia, Nigeria, Pakistan, Russia, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, Ukraine, Venezuela, Zimbabwe, and dozens more. The full list is available on travel.state.gov, and I will put a link in the description below. Now, here is the critical question everyone is asking. Can you still attend your immigrant visa interview? The answer, surprisingly, is yes. According to the State Department's official guidance, immigrant visa applicants from the affected 75 countries may still submit their applications. Consular posts will still schedule immigrant visa interviews. You can still go to your interview. But, and this is a very big but, no immigrant visa will be issued while this pause is in effect. So what does that mean in plain English? It means you can fill out all the forms, pay the fees, go to the embassy, sit in the waiting room, have the interview, and at the end of it all, the officer will say, "Your application is approved in principle, but we cannot give you the visa right now because of the pause." You go home with nothing. No visa stamp, no travel document, no green card path. For most people, this feels like adding insult to injury. You do all the work, you show up, and you still get nothing. The State Department has not announced how long this pause will last. It is indefinite, which means there is no end date. It will remain in effect until the government decides it is over. Now let's talk about who this really hits the hardest. Number 1. Family-based immigrant visa applicants. If you are a U.S. citizen or green card holder who has filed an immigrant visa petition for a spouse, child, or parent from one of these 75 countries, your family member cannot get their visa right now. Even if the petition is approved, even if the priority date is current, the visa simply will not be issued. This includes spouses of U.S. citizens. There are no exceptions for immediate family members under this pause. That is devastating for many American families who have been waiting months or even years. Number 2. Employment-based immigrant visa applicants abroad. If you are outside the United States waiting for an immigrant visa based on a job offer, this pause applies to you too. Even if your employer has been waiting for years, even if your priority date is current, your visa cannot be issued right now. Number 3. Diversity visa, DV lottery. Winners. People who won the diversity visa lottery from affected countries are also blocked from receiving their visas during this pause. DV visas have an expiration. If the pause lasts long enough, lottery winners could lose their chance entirely. Number 4. International adoptions. There is one notable exception for adoptions. American families adopting children from affected countries can still apply for what is called a national interest exception under Presidential Proclamation 10998. These families should continue the normal adoption process and attend their interviews. Now, here is what is not affected, so you do not panic unnecessarily. Tourist visas, B1, B2, not affected by this pause. However, some countries may still have restrictions from the travel ban. Student visas, FMJ, not directly affected by this specific pause, though heightened scrutiny may still apply. Work visas, H1B, L1, O1, etc., also not directly affected by this pause. Existing valid immigrant visas, if you already have an immigrant visa stamped in your passport, it has not been revoked. The State Department confirmed no previously issued visas are being canceled under this guidance. Adjustment of status, Form I-485 inside the United States. If you are already inside the U.S. and are applying to get your green card through adjustment of status, this pause does not directly apply to you, as long as your country is not on the USCIS 19-country hold list from December 2025. Dual nationals. If you hold citizenship in both an affected country and a country that is not on the list, and you apply using the passport of the non-affected country, you are exempt from this pause. Okay, so if you or your family member is from one of these 75 countries, here is what I recommend. 1. Do not cancel or skip your visa interview. Go to your interview. Attend it. Put your best case forward. Some people who had interviews scheduled before January 21st were still being considered for issuance, and your interview record matters for when the pause is lifted. 2. Bring strong financial documentation to every interview. Because of the expanded public charge rules, you want to bring bank statements, employment letters, investment records, anything that shows you are financially stable and will not rely on government benefits. 3. Consult an immigration attorney. This situation is changing rapidly. Every case is different. Some people may qualify for exceptions they are not aware of. Please speak to a qualified immigration lawyer before making any major decisions. 4. Keep monitoring official government sources. Check travel.state.gov and uscis.gov regularly. This policy is under legal challenge and could change. Several immigration advocacy organizations have already announced plans to challenge this in court. 5. Do not travel internationally if you are on a valid visa or green card and your country is on the ban list. Re-entry complications have been reported. Until this situation stabilizes, if you are already inside the U.S., be very careful about leaving. Let me quickly summarize everything we covered today. On January 21, 2026, the U.S. Department of State officially paused the issuance of immigrant visas for nationals of 75 countries, citing concerns about applicants becoming a so-called public charge, meaning someone who relies on government financial assistance. This follows two earlier presidential proclamations, the travel ban that started in June 2025 and expanded in January 2026, creating a layered, overlapping set of restrictions on immigration from dozens of countries around the world. The pause is indefinite. There is no end date announced. But here is the confusing part that we highlighted today. Visa interviews are still happening. You can still apply, still attend your interview, but no visa will be issued while the pause remains in effect. The groups most affected are family-based applicants, employment-based applicants abroad, and diversity visa lottery winners from the 75 listed countries. Tourist visas, student visas, and work visas are not directly affected by this specific pause. And if you are already in the U.S. on a pending I-485 adjustment of status, and your country is not on the USCIS 19-country list, you are likely not impacted right now. This is a developing story, and we will continue to bring you updates as they happen. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. It truly helps this channel reach more people who need this information. Drop a comment below if your country is on the list or if you have questions. Our community and team are here to help. And if you are not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching Immigration Radar USA. Subscribe for the latest U.S. immigration updates. We will see you in the next one.